Welcome to another edition of TEMA Talk. I'm your host, Carl Gibbons, and joining me today is designer, tailor, and all-round superstar Dominic Lacquaniti. Dominic, Dominic, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Carl. Thank you so much for having me.
Before we dive into all of the fun stuff that we've got coming up, I just want you to give all our viewers just a brief background into you, if you like, where you came from, how the business came, who your clients are, and the sort of things you do. Give everybody a flavour of what it's all about.
So we started out, so D. Lacquaniti started out from Rocco's Tailor Shop. My dad and I worked together for many years in New Jersey as a tailor shop and custom tailor. And then from there, I left the business and became a textile agent, basically in New York for many, many years. So I wanted to see how the other side of the world lives. And so I worked there. And then I kind of wanted to change a little bit and decided to come join my father here in Naples, Florida. And we started the business, and there's such a great community here. So I said, you know what, let's do what we used to do, which is custom clothing, which we do very well. And we decided to open that up. I took off, and now the brand D. Lacquaniti has come to full fruition in regards to full custom bespoke shop studio. So that's where we are today.
Excellent. And just for the uninitiated, what does that actually mean? What does bespoke tailor mean, clothing mean?
So bespoke, it's a classic old English word. So it goes to been spoken for. So back in the day, Savile Row, you would go in, you would pick your fabric, and that fabric's been spoken for. So really, it means custom for you and for you alone.
So. Okay, all right, excellent. And I happen to know that you make for the good, the great, the captains of industry, some rock stars and country and western stars. So I know you're very much in demand.
Thank God. we must be doing something right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah.
Everybody on this planet has been touched by the coronavirus scenario. Yeah. And so give us some of what's the effect it's had on your business?
So because we're here in Naples and we are seasonal, our season ended really, really quick. And we felt the change come almost immediately. What ended up happening was our clients started leaving, started staying home. And I felt the effect in regards to a little bit more emotionally, because I'm like, I want to see people, I want to see the business thrive. I like seeing everybody. I don't see them in 6 months. And that bothered me. I'm like, you know what? We have to do something. And we got to do something to take care of everybody. Because at the end of the day, if we don't have a community around us and we don't have our clients, then we're in trouble. So as you know, we started making the masks for everybody.
Right. So I'll come on to that in a minute.
Yeah.
How has it affected your business? Because I don't think it's unfair to say that in these challenging times, and I'm being conservative using that word, somebody having a custom shirt, a bespoke made suit is not front and center of their thought process, right?
It's not. And what's also the thing is that it's a very personal business. So I'm very close to you, and my hands are on you taking your measurements. So that turns people off too. Like they don't want to you got to be 6 feet apart, whatever. So that does affect the business also. It's not an online business that you can just buy stuff. It's a personal relationship that you have to have with the client. So, and that affected us tremendously. Yeah.
So would it be fair to say you literally saw it go from on to off overnight?
Completely. It's just like someone just turned off the faucet. Bang, done. Nobody's coming in. No one wants to come in here. It's tough, man, because you have to have your hands on the client. You have to take the measurements, and nobody wants to come in.
Right. So I know you've got a workroom with tailors and seamstresses and things like that. Yeah. How's it affected them? Did you just have to say, sorry guys, go home? I mean,
I know. I actually didn't want to do that, and I don't want to do that. I want to keep them employed as long as possible. And then we do have some money in the reserves just in case to keep them employed, because I said, listen, we can all go home, sit around and do nothing, or we can stay here, make masks, help people out, keep this rolling going forward. And the faster we can help everybody, the better off we all are together.
Right. So that brings us on to these things, right?
Yes.
The
one here, it looks like an ascot. Yeah, I have it right
yeah,
there.
right. Yeah, well, funny enough, I just noticed that actually. I just realised that.
Yeah.
So
It's multi-use. Ascot, pocket square.
pocket square, right?
Yeah.
So
And
you guys started. I'm going to put it up so all our viewers can take a look, right? So you started producing these. I mean, they're beautifully made.
thank you, sir.
So tell us how all this came about. What happened? What was the result? What is it you're trying to do? All of those kind of things.
So how it came about, to be honest with you, is we all this started coming around. We started seeing the business go away, start getting quiet. My wife says to me, "Can you make me a mask, hairstylist? Can you make me a mask?" I said, "Absolutely." Came in, we cut one. She tried it on. She was like, "I love it." And all of a sudden, it started to spread from there, and more people started asking us, "Hey, can you make me a mask?" Because she talks a lot because she's a hairstylist. So the word started spreading.
Be careful,
like,
Dominic. Be very careful here.
You notice I watch my words. I don't want to get in trouble later on. So she said, "You got to keep making more." I came to the staff and said, "Guys, listen, we need to keep making these masks. We got tons of fabric here sitting around doing nothing. Beautiful scraps of gorgeous fabric." I go, "Let's just make them and give them out. Let's go." And we all joined in together as a family, just started cutting and making, so, and we give them away. We don't ask for any money whatsoever. If it helps somebody, fantastic. If you want to give a donation, it goes back to buying more supplies, which is great. And it keeps us happy.
And so what you're being very you're being very bashful about this, because I know there was a huge knock-on effect. So what happened? Come on, share the story.
The news came to us. Wink News came to us. A few magazines came to us. We did 1,000 masks in 5 days. We get them all out, and the list of people who want masks from us is incredible. We just got an order yesterday for 200 more. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't know if we can keep up, but we are. So it's all good. And everybody's here working 6 feet apart. Everything's, washed down, Clorox everywhere, Lysol everywhere.
Right.
So,
right.
That's it. That's where we are today. So we're all working. So
and of course, all these guys presumably know that this is coming from a place of here.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Because
you know what? I think this time, if I can talk very candidly, like, I believe that
there's only me and you. There's just me and you. Be as candid as you want.
Perfect. So the way I look at it like this, Carl, if you can do something good for your community, do it now. This is when people need to kick back in and help each other. This is when it's important. Not when things are all great. When things aren't good, you have to help. And something that bothers me, I'm going to get off my chest. I'm seeing people charge $25, $30 for a mask. That's crazy. I guess, you have to make money, but not right now. I think if you can make a mask and give it away and help somebody, that's much more important.
Right. So are you going to literally keep going until the fabric runs out?
That's it. We actually counted all the fabric this morning. We can make maybe 5,000 or 6,000 more.
Right.
Because now we're really precise in regards to wastage on the fabric. So we're like, right? Yeah. We're like, no, here. And it takes a lot. People think, oh, making a mask is simple. I'm like, it takes a lot. You got the 4 seamstress, you got the head tailor cutting, the elastics, everything. And there's a lot of passion back there because we're all yelling at each other on a constant basis. It's family. So it's good.
So actually, how long does it take to make one? Seriously, how long does it take to make one?
From beginning to end, you're literally about 12 minutes.
Oh, okay.
12 minutes. Right. So so you have the head tailor cutting the pattern, passing it back to my head seamstress, which puts the 2 pieces together. Right. The other girl goes, stitches it around, then it comes back to me. I find detail it, clean it up, press it, and then I give it to somebody else to put the elastic on. So it's like a little machine back.
Got it.
That's fun.
And then, and how are people coming to collect them? Are they as a sort of like, there's a drop off, they have to, a little bag outside, or how does that work?
So we do have people coming to the door getting them. And Nick, my assistant here, is a great guy. He's got his mask, he's got his gloves on, and he's putting them in bags. He's individually wrapping each one. And he's handing it to the clients as they come in. So if they don't want to come in, we go right to their car. We drop it off and put in their trunk or whatever we want. And also a lot of requests for out of state. We're shipping them out. So we just ask that you cover the shipping costs. That's it.
Right. I think it's great. I mean, clearly I have mine,
Yeah.
No self-respected, well-dressed gentleman will go out without his Lacquaniti Bespoke custom face mask. So I thank you for that. I thank you for that.
Of course, Carl. Here's something funny. I had a guy call me from New York. He's like, "Can you make me with a matching pocket square and mask?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure."
So might sound like a jokey question, but I'm being quite serious.
Yeah.
Is this going to be, even when this has gone, is this going to be the new fashion accessory? Are we going to see them come out with the, the little LV on, or those interlocking CCs? Is it going to be the hot thing at Christmas?
I actually think this might be the norm. I think you're going to see all those big brands kick in and start making like really fancy ones, exchangeable filters inside, and then you can, I don't know, different little chains, you can change them around.
Right.
I really think so. I think you're gonna get on the plane and see people with fancy face masks. I think it's actually here to stay.
Really?
Yeah. Unfortunately, fortunately, yeah.
Right. I hear you. I was talking to another guest a couple of programs ago, and I was sharing, I go to Japan, and it's not uncommon. In fact, it's actually more common for people in Japan to wear them all the while they're commuting. You see them with the face mask on, and often in New York and London, you will see Japanese tourists, especially, and they're all wearing them. And this has been for years, not just with the current pandemic. So, you think Americans will end up wearing them?
I think yes. I think we are a little vain sometimes, and we don't want to because it's covering our face. But if it's going to be beautiful and it's something that shows off that, like an LV or the Gucci's and the Chanel's, I think so. I think people are like, oh, why not? It's just an accessory, right?
Right. I think there is an element of that. I think as soon as it gets endorsed by the big couture brand labels, I think it will.
I think so too.
It'll just go.
I think once we get over the curve and it becomes a thing like not a pure necessity, or just it's more an accessory.
Right.
And then you have the will of wanting to wear it and not wear it. That's where you're going to see those big brands kick in.
Right.
I think
so. How do you think business is going to change when we all come out of hibernation, when we all come out of lockdown?
We all know that Q2 is, in the dumpster, basically.
Yes.
Q3, we've talked with a few friends, and we're going to see a little bit of a change. I think Q4 is going to be gangbusters. I really think we're going to all kind of come back strong. I think people are going to be tired of sitting home. I think people want to plan their vacations. They want to live their lives. I think they want to do things that, like, you know what, we've put this off for such a long time. Let's do it now. So I think you're going to see a lot of businesses thrive. You know?
Do you think the way we do business will change?
Yeah, I definitely think so. That's funny. I was thinking about that this week. I'm like, how is business going to change for everybody? Is it going to be more online? Is it going to be people are going to want more of the personal relationship? Are they going to want more of an experience? I don't know. That's weird. I don't know how it's going to change, to be honest with you.
Right. I think that in my own take is, I think in your world, I think that there will be a big uptick. I think that the online is never going to go away.
No.
Online is never going to go away.
No.
But if you think about all that online can do, online can only offer you price, and it can only offer you speed of delivery, i.e. convenience. Mm-hmm. Okay. There is no experience online. It's click and done, right? Click and done. When you go and you engage with bespoke tailors like yourself or couturiers, it's a whole part of an experience. And I think that there will be a big uptick. I think there will be a huge retail space available. I think the day of the big store was already fast approaching. I think this has now been its final deathbed. I think it's gone.
Wow.
But I think that will re-engage. There'll be a renaissance now of a mom and pop boutique, highly focused retailer. I think it will be different, but I think they will be back. And
I love that idea. The Renaissance. I love what you just said. That's brilliant. Yeah. I do. I definitely feel like the experience, people want to have the experience. I think this kind of puts people in perspective in regards to like being stuck at home and not being able to do anything. They're going to want to go out and just engage with other human beings. You know?
Right. But I think that a whole new breed of entrepreneurs are going to come out. I think they're going to come to the surface, and I think we're going to see some pretty exciting stuff.
Me too. I definitely think so.
Right. So I'm going to ask you a few business questions, and then we're going to go on to some sort of like some fun stuff, and we'll see where we go with this. All right. So what's the best piece of business advice you've ever been given?
The best piece of business advice I've ever been given?
Yeah.
And this is true. This comes from the heart. I had a great mentor back in the day in New York City, good old Jewish friend of mine, you know, and he said to me, don't ever take advantage of your client because you have more than one mortgage payment. So you want them to come back, give them great quality, great service, and a good price, and they'll always come back to you. And that's how you build your business, because you're not in it for the short period, you're in it for the long run. So you want to keep coming back. Yeah.
Right.
Never scalp your client.
No, I like it. What's the biggest misstep or mistake you've ever made in business?
Just one?
All right. Which one on the list is at the top of the list?
Buying too much inventory. Getting crazy. I get really excited when I go to Italy and buy fabrics.
Inventory is evil, Mr. Lacquaniti.
I know. I get really excited when I love fabrics. That's my thing. So I see something, I'm like, oh my God, I can create this or I can make that out of it. And I overbuy. Right. Okay. I'm like, oh my God, how much do I spend on this? So.
You see, if I didn't have headphones on now, I'd be going la 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 la. Don't. All right. Okay. What do you think? We talked a few minutes ago about the renaissance. There's going to be new businesses out there. There's going to be new specialty retailers, new boutique retailers coming out there. Where do you think a business owner starting today should spend most of their time? What should they be focusing on the most when they're starting out?
You got to know your market. You got to know your client. That's the most important thing. I think if you're going to go into creating whatever, ties, masks, whatever it is, you have to know your client. And I think it's going to be more of niche markets, like we said, Renaissance, more mom and pop. You got to know who you're selling to first before you do anything.
Okay. So know your client. You put that.
Know your client, man.
That's okay. Now we all have those moments of self-doubt. We all have those moments when the guy's sitting on your shoulder going, "Don't do that, Dominic. Don't do that." How do you get past that? How do you work through that?
I drink a whole bottle of wine.
Hey.
No, I'm kidding.
Best answer I've ever had on the show. Best answer I've ever, and it's probably the most honest answer I've ever had.
Because every entrepreneur has those moments. Those are the moments that you sit there like, man, am I doing right? What am I doing? And you have to take a deep breath. You have to sit back, look at the facts you have in your hand. Don't work at it emotionally. You have to work at it factually, and that's the best way of doing it, I believe. And you have to listen to that little guy. Your gut instinct is never, ever, ever wrong. At least I don't think so.
All right. Okay. Good. All right. Has there been a book or a movie that's had a huge impact on your success in business? You know, after I read that book or that movie made me do this.
You know, the book I'm actually reading now that's changing my views on how retail and service and branding is Fred Heyman, the gentleman that created Rodeo Drive, that created Georgia of Beverly Hills. I think that is a brilliant book. He's really genius retailer, and that's changing my way how I look at things. Yeah.
Okay. All right. What's the one thing above all other that you attribute your success to?
Being honest.
Okay.
You have to be honest at all times with your clients.
And do you know, of all the questions I've asked you so far, that was the one that was there was no pause there. It was straight. It was just be honest. Yeah.
Sometimes the honesty hurts, but you're being true to your customer, and you're being true to them, because you're building a relationship of trust. If you're gonna lie, then it just fails. Just be honest. Just tell them the truth from the beginning.
But it works the other way as well. You have to be like that with your vendors and with your staff and
with everybody. With everybody, you have to be very honest with your staff and tell them what's going on. Never hide it from them. Tell them exactly X, Y, and Z, and this is what's going on. And if you have any doubts in regards to how you can do something better, ask them. They want to be engaged. They want to help you out also. So.
All right. So, does Dominic like to be in control, or does he like to be in charge, and why?
I like to be in charge and control. Why? I'm a little bit of a control freak, I guess, that's the honest part. I have to be honest with you. I'm a little bit of a control freak, and I like to be in charge because I like to see it my way. I want to see it go in a certain direction. Yeah, in charge and in control. Yes.
You like both? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Which do you think you're better at out of the two?
I think in charge.
Okay.
In control, no. In charge. In charge, definitely.
All right. Okay. Enough of the business stuff. Let's get on to some fun stuff now.
Yeah.
Favorite song or tune that gets you hyped?
Favorite song or tune that gets me hyped?
Yeah, the one that when you like the Rocky. What's your Rocky? What's your?
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, you got me there, man. Holy cow. It changes from day to day to day,
So what's today's?
You don't want to know. I heard it on the way here. I was listening to the radio. Katy Perry, Hot and Cold.
All right.
Yeah. I don't know why I blasted it this morning on the way here. Okay. I'm like, yeah, why not?
All right. Favorite cocktail?
Manhattans.
All right. That was a quick one. Favorite quote?
My favorite quote?
Yeah.
Anything you can do good, you can always do better.
Okay, good one. So if you've got to choose your last meal, what would it be? What's your last meal going to be?
A really big plate of fresh homemade pasta with a beautiful marinara sauce with a scoop of a little bit of dollop of ricotta on top, fresh Parmigiano, and a nice little bottle of Amarone.
There you go. What's Dominic most afraid of?
Failure.
Great answer. What's your least favorite business word, and what's your most favorite business word?
My least favorite business word is cheap. I hate that word. I like the word inexpensive. I hate the word cheap. My favorite business word is I'll take it. Love it. I'll take it. I'll have two, please.
I was going to say, you do know that's three. You do know that's three, right? Yeah, well, I'll take it. You could have said soul, but that's all right.
Sold.
All right. Okay.
Sold.
All right. Sold. Own or lease?
I'd rather own, but we're leasing.
All right. Okay. But that's okay. Given the option, you would always own.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. If you had any other profession, if you could be in a part of any other profession other than
rockstar,
you'd want to be a rock star. Well, you're already one of those. Okay. All right. Okay. So how do you want to spend your money? Investing or traveling?
I want to invest my money properly so I can travel the world. That's what I want to do. I love to travel. I love seeing new people, new places, new experiences. It really opens your mind, and it really makes you see life in a whole different way.
All right.
It's important to travel.
Okay.
Very important.
What's Dominic's idea of misery and what's Dominic's idea of heaven?
My idea of misery. My idea of misery is construction work. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it with a passion. My idea of heaven is being on a beautiful boat in Capri with my wife, with a good bottle of wine and a meal. That's heaven. That's great.
What's Dominic's favorite social media platform?
Instagram.
Okay. Why is that?
For some reason, I think I feel like Facebook, for me, I think like Facebook's a little dated and looks old. Instagram is right in your face and it's quick, and it captures people's attention span much. I feel like everyone's attention span is getting shorter and shorter and shorter, and that's quick and right to the point. So that's good.
Okay. Yep. And my last one is he's thinking, thank God for that, right?
No, I love this. This is great.
If this program could connect you with any one person as a direct result of being on TEMA Talk, if it could connect you with any one person, who would it be?
Any one person?
Yeah, anybody.
You know, I always wanted to design and make a tuxedo for one person. His name is Matthew McConaughey. So him. If we can connect me with him, I would love to make him something.
Matthew, give him a call, right? Straight after this. Don't forget to tell him that I sent you. All right? Dominic, it's been a pleasure talking to you. On behalf of everybody that either has one or is going to get one, we want to thank you for that's it, cover your face. Listen, the last time I won one of those, it was when I was in the post office and it was stick 'em up, right?
My God.
but on behalf of all the health workers that you're making them for, and the doctors and the nurses, and just everybody that's out there, we want to thank you for having a great idea, a great entrepreneurial idea, and keeping all of your team working. We wish you, we want you all to be safe and well, and just thank everybody in the workroom. It's been a great pleasure talking to you, and stay safe, and we look forward to seeing you on the other side.
Absolutely, Carl. You guys too. And I'm going to tell you, from all of us here, it's our absolute pleasure to do these masks and just if we can help everybody and anybody, that's our pleasure. So thank you. Thank you, Carl. Thanks for having me.
That's it. That's the end of another TEMA Talk. We want to thank you for watching, and don't forget, stay tuned, keep an eye open on all your social media pages, and we'll let you know when the next one's coming up. Be good, stay safe, and we'll see you soon.